So suicide. We all know it's something that needs to be talked about. Whether or not leaving the people who care about you behind is justified by committing suicide. Rather than a value argument, it's your life. No one on this earth has been asked if they wanted to be here in the first place. You just get born into it. So, it would only be common sense to allow those people who don't have the will to live, simply just don't have the will to live, and that they can get a graceful exit, as graceful as it can be. Death is always bad. I mean, dying is, but it can be done to reduce the suffering quite a bit in methods. You don't have to hang yourself in the most obvious place for everyone to see. That's degrading. And so, like, what would I recommend? Just allowing people to kill themselves because they don't want to live? I would say yes, but the only way this thing might work is we'd have to, evaluate them first. Not that mental illness should be a disqualifier. It is not a disqualifier. Someone doesn't have the will to live, they should be allowed to simply walk out. And that includes everyone. So it's something everyone can benefit from. If you are simply done in life and you really don't want to offer anymore, you can simply walk out. Now, what was I talking about to make this more practical for regular society in this world? Well, yeah, you give them evaluations. You make them go in, you make them take evaluations, figure out what they want is truly what they want, and at the end, it's their decision to live or die. So you could do any kind of, help. You could make them try therapy for a little bit. I mean, not eternally, but because that would just be another prevention system. So, yeah, after you try all the meds, after you talk to the therapist, after you've been analyzed, I don't know, if you've been inpatient and observed, and after all that, if the person still wants to die, the system should say they're allowed to, in an assisted manner. Now, some people call it murder. It's not murder. If a person wants to die and gets help, it's simply assisted suicide. It's not murder, unless you consider killing yourself to be murder. But that's just it has bad connotations, so I wouldn't use that word very, very much if you want to, because murder is usually killing someone who doesn't want to die. And that's not what suicide is, or assisted suicide. It's about them having gone through all the tests and are absolutely sure that this is what they want. And that's it. So what do you do about loved ones, people who want you to be here, who want things for you? Well, if the system was a bit better, they could be there. You could have a long discussion to be able to talk with them before you end your life. They could be there, seeing you take whatever method they're giving you, and they could be there with you. And in my opinion, that's a lot better than, getting arrested if if this world keeps it that way, getting arrested for just being there, and being charged with some kind of murder crime. Yeah, so it would be better if that doesn't exist and that loved ones can simply be there. They don't have to assist, but even if they did, it shouldn't be against the law. As long as the person has gone through the programs, done the therapy, got analyzed, and, decided. Oh, it's my train of thought. So yeah, it's a lot better than a family coming in and just finding you dead. I mean, it'd be nice if we could actually talk about these things without that forced prevention suicide status quo stuff bullshit. So they could be there, and then if this is really what you want, you can walk out. I mean, they might change their minds, but at least they have the choice, and that's the most important thing, is that you have the choice to end your life. And it should be understood that you have a crass, crude way of ending your life, most people, because they don't have all the technology that medical sciences can provide. So it's gonna usually be a lot uglier and a lot more traumatic for the family, because people who commit suicide usually don't tell anyone, and they act like everything is fine. And that's because everyone's trying to stop you. Some people just want the choice. Maybe they're not all determined, not everyone is just determined to, straight up hang themselves as they get home. It shouldn't be, if that's the way you want to do it, it's your life, but it will be traumatic for people who have to see that. Have a nice long discussion with your family members. If they understand, it would be even better, but they're probably, I'm not expecting, there's going to be a lot of disagreements, obviously, but the main thing is, after you've gone through the system and tried to be reinitiated in life, if that all fails, and you're still sure you want to die, or simply can't say, I want to live, and you know what planet you're on, you should be allowed to die. And with all the medical technology can offer. And they could be there, or they could just walk out. It depends. But it is your life. It's our life, really. Everyone should have this choice. We do it to animals. When they're not doing too good, we put them out of their misery. And that's humane. It's humane to put suffering people out of their misery. And like I said before, it doesn't have to be suffering. If you simply don't have the will to live, you should be able to end your life around the people you love. You could talk to them, maybe you don't want to. It could be done privately, and that would be okay. Just as long as you've had the discussion and you've done all their tests. Ideally, this is just practical. This is just practical. Ideally, you shouldn't have to take any tests beyond simply knowing you're on planet Earth and that you can't say, I want to live. That should be qualified. But it's probably not going to get that way very easily. So, like I said, it's most likely people are going to have to go through a bunch of tests so that it doesn't feel, so that they can be sure of themselves, and you can be sure of yourself, It might be useless, but it's probably the only way this thing is going to happen. They're going to make you take a bunch of tests. And then, if you're still sure, you can kill yourself. As for medication, yeah, don't medicate anyone beyond suicidal mentality is not a disease. So taking pills would just screw up your brain. That's out of the question. They're not allowed to medicate you because they're just gonna fuck with your brain, so you won't know what you want anymore. But I've been through an inpatient facility about 6 times, and yeah, the pills there are very strong. They'll knock you out. And in fact, some of the inpatients I've been in, they kind of, I don't know, almost encourage you to go mad, because they make the place so uncomfortable to be in. But at the same time, they're trying to prevent suicide. That's the way things are right now. Everyone official is they feel obligated from their ethics that the human is and humanity is good in itself. And yeah, we have to fight against that. We have to get rational rules for people who want to walk out, and so they don't, and especially for people who are already suffering. Imposing life on someone who's suffering is worse than murder. Okay, I'm glad I got that out of the way, so maybe I can talk about my inpatient experience. Well, for me, I was already feeling very suicidal, and I was planning it out. I was going to hang myself, try to do the drop hang, so it's quicker, because regular hanging by suffocation takes 7 minutes. That's a lot of agony. So, yeah, these are the degrading methods that we have to do, because the system it's fucked. Or at least not. It doesn't listen to people who've had enough. That's why we gotta change it. We gotta fight. I went inpatient because I wanted the will to fight. I simply lost, not all, but a lot of the will to live. And this was because I didn't think I was very productive at all. I didn't think I was productive to do shit. I didn't think I was good enough to fight against the world. I've been trying to make videos a lot. None of them get uploaded because I don't think they're as good as they need to be. And some ideas have already been done over and over by other people, so I don't want to step on what good they did. So, yeah. And what is my inpatient experience? I can't even pronounce that word. It's pretty bad. See, I still can't do it. Success. Yeah. Was it a success? Yeah, I think so. But it's usually temporary that you feel really good, because I haven't been eating as much. I'm on like maybe 6 medications, at least 5. And I still felt suicidal. I still felt depressed, like a bomb was dropped on me. And when I was in there, I tried to be social, but it just doesn't work for me at this moment in time. So I hid a lot in my room. And I appreciate just being in my apartment. It is so much better. So, was it a success? We'll have to see, because I have to make videos again, right? So, oh yeah, just so everyone knows, and this is kind of personal information, so don't care about that, and skip this. I I have schizophrenia, so I hear voices all the time. I am super OCD. I can't stop fiddling with things all the time. And it's just, it really affects your brain because I get all these dark, intrusive thoughts that you could say they don't represent me at all, and I find them very disturbing because they're usually images no one wants to see, and only the wicked would want to see. So, yeah, now you know. One more thing. If I can think of it. Oh yeah, what I meant by productive is basically making dents in stopping reproduction of sentient life. One person at a time. I haven't gone one. Maybe I have, but they never talk to me, so I don't know. And that led me to thinking about suicide a lot. The world is a very dark place. People are going to have their own wars soon enough. There is already war. And, where does antinatalism and ethicalism fit into that? They're fucking things up. And we're just kind of in the background. So how do we fix that? How do we be productive enough to convince people not to have kids and suffering in nature? Where do we fit in? I don't think we do fit in, but that's the point, isn't it? To be the antithesis of anything, you're gonna have to go against the grind, and that's what a lot of this is. It's a grind. Making videos has been a grind for me. Not all of them, but definitely the ones that show violence. Those have. I didn't enjoy rewatching those. I didn't. Some part of me thought it was necessary at the time. They're not going to be taken down. They might be taken down by YouTube. Because I try not to delete too much of my history of videos. I only delete the ones that were circumstantial or just kind of junk, in my opinion. So, yeah. Yeah, so obviously we need more people, not in the procreative sense, of course. That just sounds weird, I know. We need more people. We do need more people. This idea has to get off the ground, because that's where it is right now. It's so, I mean, it could be described as obscure to like any normal person who's on YouTube. Most of them are not going to see these videos. So we have to do something that basically we have to work together. I mean, videos is one thing, but wouldn't it be better if we could all go, you know, when we're able to actually go into the mess and make our own documentary. Because people need to hear. There's not many people hearing this right now, even with all the videos that have been out. We need more people. Sounds silly, not in a procreative sense. I guess this is my video. I'll try not to delete it, because I don't think I'm making quality content all the time, so I usually don't upload it, so it's going to be surprising if I upload this. And I think that's it.